to another class with regards to chakras. Now, a quick resume on chakras. So chakras are our energy centres of our energy body. So they reside within the physical body, but we don't see them in the physical body because they really reside in the energy body that resides inside the physical body. And they act as they're like little funnels that run up the body, starting with the root chakra, the Muladhara, which is just the top of the cervix. Then you've got the Svadhishthana chakra, which is what we're going to do today, which is in the sacral area here, just below the navel, just below the belly button. Then you've got the Manipura chakra in your solar plexus, Anahata chakra in the heart area, the Vishuddha chakra in your throat, the Ajna chakra in your third eye, and the Sahasrara chakra at the crown of your head. You've also got lots of other chakras, but they're the main 7 that run up this, it's like an energy imaginary backbone called the Sushumna, and they which sort of runs alongside the spine in the centre of the body. Today we're going to talk and do some practice on the Svadhisthana chakra, which is your sacral one. The Theosophical Society gave it the colour orange, and it's all to do with Sva meaning self, Dhisthana meaning dwelling place, so it's really the essence of who you are. It's all to do with your likes, your dislikes. Sometimes we can feel complete aversion to somebody, you don't quite know why, or we can feel attraction. It's a lot to do with addictions, you know, again that's tied in with likes and dislikes, but it's also about our pleasurable, seeking our pleasurable experiences. Okay, so because it's in the sacral area, that's where all the sexual organs are obviously, then it's a lot to do with how you see your sexual orientation perhaps, or your pleasurable experiences. And if there's an imbalance there, then you might want to look at where things are going wrong in your relationships perhaps, or why you keep attracting a certain type of person that may or may not resonate well with you, or vice versa. You can just decide that you know what kind of things you really like, so you can gravitate towards those sort of qualities in another person. So it's all to do with how you see yourself, really. It's also the seat of your creativity. So, and also obviously being the sexual organs, it's not necessarily about the birth of another human being, although that's part of it as well. But it can also be the birth of new projects, new creativities, how you utilise the gifts and the talents that you have to move both yourself forward and what you put out to humanity for the growth of humanity as well. So I will try and remember a few extra bits and pieces with regards to this particular chakra as we move through the practice, but certainly it's one that you want to keep in balance, and obviously when it's not in balance you will find obviously problems in the pelvic area, and you might just feel a little bit just not yourself, because it's part of the 3 main bottom chakras. That's all to do with your survival and how you see yourself and where you see yourself residing within the greater outside world. But as outside, so within, the change has to come from within in order to see that change manifest itself on the outside, if that makes sense. It's well worth looking into these chakras because they're so interesting. And pretty much every single religious text mentions chakras in some way. So it's good to look into the meanings behind them all as well, and so therefore you can maybe recognise if you're feeling certain ways. It might be to do with a certain chakra, so it might be that you can start doing some work, like some yoga postures that might help to balance that particular chakra, to bring you back into unity and balance once more. Okay, enough of all that, let's get on to the practice. So as always, we're going to start with centering into ourselves, into our breath. So, just sitting in a comfortable Sukhasana position. Just connecting with the breath. And if you like, you can imagine as you inhale, the breath is coming from the root chakra, or the energy, I should say, through the breath is coming from the root chakra up that Sushumna to the top of the head. And as you exhale, that energy is coming back down. And again, you want to allow that belly to expand and bring that life force, prana energy into the body through the breath, all the way up to all the chakras, and exhaling back down. You can imagine that earth force, prana energy through the breath coming in, and if you like, cleansing every one of the chakras as it travels up towards the crown chakra, the Svadhishthana chakra, and as it comes back down again. Again, it's bringing balance, as above, so below, that kind of idea. And if you want, you can bring a meditation. I actually might do this at some point, a meditation for you, so that you can feel grounded into Mother Earth and with Father Sky, and that energy force is, you are anchored, the conduit between the two. It's quite a nice way to imagine yourself anchoring into Mother Earth and also into Father Sky. Okay. Let's take 3 more deep breaths. 1. 2. And 3. Okay, take a nice deep breath into the arms up. So you want to lift up out of the pelvis, so you're really elongating the spine, lift up towards the ceiling. Breathing deeply, exhaling down, keep the shoulders down, but keep lifting out the pelvis. So you want to engage that pelvic floor, which starts to get that whole energy field activated, inhaling. And exhale down. Well done. And again, inhale, bring it all the way up to the ceiling, all the way up to the sky. Inhaling in and exhaling, bring the hands down. One last time, inhale all the way up. And exhaling back. Well done. Okay, take the right hand down. Let's lift the left up and over. So we're just opening up now that left groin, that left pelvic area. Breathing and exhaling. Inhaling back and the right, inhaling up. Over, inhaling up, and again the other side. Oh yeah, I've got to remember, also an imbalance in this chakra is you are denying yourself your joy. So switch off the mainstream media, because it's just full of fear most of the time. Don't be glued to it anyway. Last time, it's good to know what's going on out there, but at the same time you want to tune into yourself, what resonates truth for you. And last time, and go and find your joy. Go and pick up a paintbrush if art's your thing, or pick up a pen if writing's your thing, or pick up a book if you just want to lose yourself in another world. Point and flex your toes. Anything that you can do to find your joy. Could be sitting down with a bunch of Lego with your son on the floor, just playing with him and a circle. Or it just could be just doing something different. Swim in the sea. I do that regularly to find my joy. Okay. Right, we're going to do some core work. We're going to come back, take the hands behind, raise one of those right legs and hold it up, hold the pelvic floor. In fact, I went for a swim in the sea yesterday morning. It was very cold, but I tell you what was so delightful was there was a seal that just popped up, and he just swam round us the whole time we were in, myself and a few friends, and then he would pop away again and then pop up again. And seriously, he was about 2 meters away from us. It was incredible. Bring that leg down. Lift the leg, and I to marvel in just being so close to nature like that, where you're not normally that close to seals, obviously, or marine life. Something quite magical. And it kind of stayed with me all day, that image of that little chap popping up from the depths. And back down again. And right leg again. Maybe I'm from the Selkie race, you know, those mythic Celtic creatures, sort of half human, half seal. I need to look up my Celtic mythology on that one. And come down, and the left. Remember, this is a really good way to build up strength in your hip flexors and your quads and your core. So don't neglect these, because, you know, if you practice these things, right, just these little postures here regularly, you really will build up a lot of strength in your leg, and ultimately will build up a far better posture for you generally moving forward. Alright, come back down. Okay, now I want you to bring your legs up, your feet up hip width apart, okay? I want you to come back so your hands are resting on the top of your knees. Now, because we're working the transverse abdominis muscle here predominantly, and the abdominal structure here as well, these are very good at building up core strength, okay? So we're just going to start, hands on the knees, hands out, and we're just going to pulse back and forth. So keep that pelvic floor engaged, okay, so that you can protect your back, because you're only just moving back and forth very gently. This is not too bad. You'll find that as you go further back with these exercises, you'll notice that different areas of the abdominal area is engaged. So just be aware of that when you're doing these. You don't want to be coming down too much necessarily, just small pulsations is fine. Okay, so we'll come and have a little rest here. So you want to try and build up to 50 of these if you can, each section. It's an easier way to do it than sit-ups. I think these are quite harsh on backs and abdominal muscles, etc. So these are very gentle ones, but very, very effective. Alright, so we're going to come back again. So we're going to have our fingertips now with a straight arm, just the top of our kneecaps. Okay, so again, engage the core, lift the spine so that it's nice and straight. Engage the triceps so that you're activating the arms as well, and we're just going to pulse back and forth. So just keep the breath going, try and keep the feet on the ground. Again, these are fantastic ways to build up core strength without straining the neck or without undue jerking, which you quite often get when you're doing your sit-ups, you know. It's just a very gentle movement. Just keep it going. You can always stop. If it's too much for you, just do as many as you feel you can. Alright, okay, that's enough of that one, let's say. Just so that we can get through more postures, I want to just give you some ideas as to how you can bring more core exercises in. So just take a deep breath here. Okay, we're going to take this a little bit deeper. I'm going to come a bit back further, okay? So you want to come down so your fingertips are about an inch or so away from the top kneecap, okay? Now, arms out. Now again, you can do this in increments. You can come down just another inch, and then another inch, and then another inch, okay? You'll start to feel this is taking an awful lot more of a toll on your tummy the lower down you get, alright? So again, just take it easy, keep breathing and do as many as you can, and relax when you've done enough for you. Okay, that's probably enough for most people. So let's just come back up. Again, you can always put me on pause and do more if you want. Right, now this one's a little bit more tricky. If you have any lower back issues, I probably would suggest you just do another one of this, but maybe a bit further down. Otherwise, you want to come back onto your back, engaging that core very strongly. Okay, all you're going to do is lift the feet off the floor, and you're just going into a very low boat. So you're just lifting your feet off the floor a few inches, and the top of your shoulders off a few inches, and you're holding steady. 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Very good. You'll really feel that. I bet you're feeling a glow as well. The core work's excellent at warming up the body, so If you know you don't have very much time to warm up your body before you do some postures, core work's quite a good way to do it. Sun salutations are always the best, of course. Okay, one more time. We're going to lift up, low boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go to 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Bet you feel great. Okay, now, while we're on our backs here, I'm going to bring a nice little yin posture, which is unusual. But I'd like to bring this in because I think it's very good at opening up this whole sacral area. So we're going to take our feet to the right, about a foot and a half, or as far as we can, and we're going to bring our body, top part of our body round, take the arms up, grab the left wrist and bring it over. So you're opening up the whole of the front of the body there, but particularly emphasis on the left-hand side of the body. So just breathe. This is a wee bit of calm before we go into our standing postures and things. So again, we just want to just breathing, just taking it nice and easy, just allowing that whole left side to open up. Just breathing. You'll feel it start to elongate. Resist it at the beginning, but you'll start to see it just gently opening up. This is quite a nice one to do if you've got a bit of stuck digestion, or if you're just needing to have a bit of relief, if you've overeaten a little bit. This is not a bad one just to kind of open up that whole digestive area. Okay, so slowly we're going to bring our arms back to a neutral position, bring the feet back to neutral, and just take a couple of breaths here. 1 and 2. Okay, now the other side, we're going to bring the legs out to the left, take the arms over to the left. Your left hand is now grabbing that right wrist, and you're just going to allow yourself to relax here. So again, you can now feel the right side of that groin opening up at the side of your body. Just breathing through. And just go with it. Just allow that gentle release of the side of the body to open up nice and dearly. Okay. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring yourself back to neutral. Okay, now we're going to bring the knees to the chest. We're just going to grab the toes and we're just going to roll up to seated. Okay, so we're going to come around now. We're going to come and do a few cats and cows just to fully open up that sacral area there and the back. Alright, so hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are hip width apart. Inhale, bring the tummy towards the floor, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale, you're rounding your shoulders, remember. Bringing the tummy towards the spine, push down with the hands. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of a circle here. So we're going to come forward and then we're going to just swing gently the hips round all the way down to the heels and swing them out to the left and coming up. And then we're going to go round to the left, swing round all the way down to the heels, back up the right hand side, back up to neutral. And again, round to the right, down. Just allow that whole lower back to really open up. And round to the left. So if you have got lower back issues, cats hands in just this nice circling motion is really good. Round to the right again, we'll do right and left one more time. It's really good just at sort of starting to kind of loosen off any stuck bits that feel sore. It's just loosening off, bringing the blood with nice oxygen into those areas. Well done. Bring the knees to the floor and just come back into a nice extended modified child's pose. And just allow that sacral area just to come down towards the floor, relaxing. Okay, coming back up again. Right, we're going to bring the knees together, and I just want you to come back into a kneeling position. Okay? So we're just going to open up the front of the bottom part of the tummy. We're going to take the hands back here. Alright, and we're going to lift up with an inhale. We're going to lift the pelvis up. Okay, so we're lifting the pelvis up, so bringing a nice back bend, but we are opening up the front of the body, the abdominal area, but particularly lower down. You can take your head back if you wish. Just take some breaths. Take 3 deep breaths here. Keep the bottom high towards the ceiling. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back down again. Well done. Coming back up. We'll just do a couple of nice swings up. So take the hands down. We're going to inhale. The arms up and down. Keep it nice and steady in the core. Keep that nice pelvic floor engaged. We're just opening up the shoulders now. Inhaling back up and down. Back up and down and back up. Okay, well done. One more time. Keep it steady in that core. And up and down to child's pose. Breathe in, nice and deeply. And 4 and 5. Slowly come back up and bring yourself into downward dog. Okay, so with downward dog, this really is one of the postures that gets everything, but particularly when you're looking at Svadhishthana, because as you come into this posture, okay, you naturally scoop up this area here, right where, just above the pubic bone, where your Uddiyana Bandha is, okay, is exactly where your Svadhisthana chakra really resides, okay? So as you come into your downward dog, naturally, as you engage your pelvic floor muscles, you will feel that scooping up with that lower abdominal area, just where all your sort of baby-making, your sexual organs are, right, in that area there. You can feel the stimulus as you engage your pelvic floor and you come into this posture. So if you have an imbalance in your sacral chakra, this is a good posture to help alleviate that imbalance. So just coming into this slowly, take some deep breaths, just be aware, take your focus down to that sacral area. And of course, as where you place your focus, that is where your energy goes. So if you're trying to unblock an energy centre, you can place your intention on that particular energy centre, and you can, focus in on it clearing itself. And you can ask Mother Earth to transmute any negative energy. You have it in your power, your gift to do that. You can transmute that energy. But just feel, imagining that chakra clearing of any gunk, any negative energy that's there. You can imagine it transmuting into beautiful butterflies if you wish, or just flowing away in an ebb and flow of a river that cleanses it. However you see that transmutation of negative energy. Okay, bring that left foot in towards the right. Now bring the right foot up. Okay, so we're coming into our warrior stance. I'm just going to do some dancing warrior just to warm up the body. Don't know if you can feel that holding that downward dog for that length of time as you come up, you can feel that energy shift. It's wonderful actually. Downward dog's a great posture. Okay, so we're going to start off with our dancing warrior sequence. So we're coming into our warrior one position first of all. So let's come into warrior one on an inhale. Let's exhale to warrior two, bring that pelvis round. Inhale to reverse warrior and exhale to Parsvakonasana variation. Inhale back to warrior two and exhale here. Warrior one. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse, exhale. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale here. Inhale, warrior one, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, exhale. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale here. 2 more rounds. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reverse, exhale. Inhale back up to warrior two, exhale here. Last one this side, inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, exhale. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale here. Well done. Swing those feet around. Warrior one, other side. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, exhale. Inhale back to warrior two, exhale here. Warrior one, warrior two, reverse. Inhale, back to warrior two, exhale here. And again, third round. Exhale. So bring it a flow. Just hold that pelvic floor so you know that you're supported. Inhale, back to warrior two, exhale here. What are we on now? Can't remember. I'm going to go with the flow. Well, this might be the third or the fourth. I'm going to say it's the third. Exhale here. Let's go to number 4. Doesn't matter if we do one more. It's all good. Inhale. Although you might feel it in that left leg, of course. Think, oh no. Exhale. And exhale here. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Reverse. Exhale. Well done. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale here. Oh, yeah. Right, just relax the legs. Relax the legs. Now swing the hips from side to side. See, can you already feel that creative juice going now? Because you're unblocking. I often find actually doing a meditation, you can do a meditation, well, yoga is a moving meditation, because you really have to listen to your breath and your body and go with how your body feels. But, you know, if I'm needing some creative juices going for whatever I'm doing, I find that doing a yoga practice is perfect for that. Set the intention to begin with that I want to find an answer to something, do my practice, and quite often I have a good path then therefore to follow. Alright, so we're going to come into Utthita Trikonasana, triangle. So I want to bring your arms up, and you want to reach out with the right hand, come down. Again, just come down as deep as you can without compromising into a forward fold. It's a side stretch. So again, it's a kind of variation to that banana asana because you can feel it here, not necessarily here because it's a side stretch, but this is this whole area here. Okay. I'm doing this one first because the Paravritta Trikonasana, or reverse triangle, is going to bring a nice beautiful twist in that lower area here, which is what we were concentrating on today for our Svadhishthana chakra. Alright, okay, so we're going to come slowly up and then inhale. Okay, now, depends how deep you can manage to go. You're aiming for your left hand to come round to the right hand side of that right hand and place it down on the ground. Now, not everyone can place that down on the ground. So if you've got a couple of books or even a block, if you've invested in a block, you can do this. So you're bringing that hand down to that the right hand side of the right foot, sorry. Okay, and you want to really place quite a lot of weight on that hand, if you can, because you want to bring that left shoulder round so that it's in line with the toe, and then you would take that right hand up. Okay, now it's very strong on the hamstrings, so you do need to be careful. Okay, but imagine you're coming into this, you're taking that left hand round to the right hand side of that right foot. Okay, now you might need to bring a little bend in that knee if you're really struggling with the hamstrings, but ultimately you want to get to the point where you can place a bit of weight on that hand as you twist through the lower area of your body, your torso, bringing that shoulder in line with that right foot and bringing that right arm up. Keep the legs engaged. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's come back up again, because I know that's a very strong posture for most of you to hold for any length of time. But you'll find it's a beautiful twist through here, and it's a nice hamstring stretcher as well. Alright, let's try the other side. So remember, grab your books or your block, or of course if you don't have that to hand, you can just come down as far as you can. Okay? You don't want to dump weight on that leg, but you could just use that as a sort of somewhere just to put your balance, and then take that up. Okay? Right, let's try the other side. So you're in your warrior position. We'll come into triangle first of all. So we reach out with that left hand, come down. And again, just come into our triangle. Don't worry if you're only here. You just come down as far as you are happy with. And slowly and surely your body will open up and allow you to go deeper in time. Okay. Okay, coming back up again, well done. We're going to come into our reverse. Alright, so we're taking the right hand right the way down, bringing that left hand up. So just see how deep you can manage. Don't worry if you really can't get down to the floor. It's a very hard posture. 3, 4, and 5. Coming back up again. It's a very hard posture, okay, so I don't want you to overstrain yourself doing that posture. It just takes a bit of time to build up. Okay, well done. Coming back to centre. Okay, so what I'd like to do now is come down and do some floor work again, just to keep this nice and steady, alright? So we'll just bring our feet down to a comfortable position, probably just with your mat if you feel that's far enough, or just a little bit further into the width of the mat. Just going to come down into a malasana. So again, just adjust your feet to where it feels comfortable for you to be able to hold that position. In fact, your feet won't be the width of the mat, that would be a bit far. But just coming down so that you can hold that position comfortably. Again, this is a fantastic posture for your hips, so that's all good within the first 2 chakras. Of course, it's all to do with the hip and all the area in the pelvic floor. So you want to keep all that blood circulation, energy flow going within that whole area, so that's encompassing your hips as well. down, slowly come back again and bring the hands, your legs out, sorry. We'll come into a straightforward Paschimottanasana from here, so that we can just open up that whole area. Now remember, with forward folds as well, if you're engaging that core, as in your pelvic floor, you automatically again engage that whole area around the Svadhishthana chakra. So that you again, and it's just like a scooping action, okay? It's a scooping action as you just come forward, bring your tummy down towards the legs with a nice straight back. So it's like your body is acting like a hinge, coming down. Just allow the whole of the lower back to open up. You never have too many forward folds in your yoga practice. Okay. Okay, slowly coming back up. Right, well done. Okay, so now we're going to do a posture that will actually bring your heel up to here to stimulate that area there in that chakra. So again, you want to just see how happy your leg is to do this, okay? So just be aware of your knee and your hip. But ideally you want to lift that left foot up and place it firmly on the right thigh. So you want your foot supported on that thigh. Bring that heel close in to the body so it's placed within the groin area to the right hand side of the pubic bone. Now again, you need to take that really slowly. If you might not be in a position where you can bring it all the way up there, so maybe you just can have it here, that's okay. We're all going to start to, as you open up, you'll be able to bring that foot closer towards your body. So just honour what's right for you with knees and hips and ankles and all that kind of thing. If you're in this position, you'll get what I mean when I talk about the massage of that lower part of the body. Okay, now for some of you, you can feel that already. As you come forward slightly, you can feel the pressure of the heel in that whole area there. Ardha Baddha Paschimottanasana. So you want to, now if you've got your left foot up on the right thigh, you want to bring your left arm around your back. Now you might be able to grab the toes. That might not be something you can do yet, in which case you would just take that left hand around as far around your back as possible. You might be able to grab your arm and you can anchor yourself here in this position. It's all about opening up that left shoulder. If you're able to get the toes, that's fantastic. And you might want to be able to come forward from here. Alright, so take a deep breath in here and just bring yourself forward. Okay, so just as forward as you can. You'll note that that heel starts to press nicely on the sacral area. So it's just stimulating that whole area there. But again, just come as deep as you feel you can, but it's a very strong hip opener. Very strong on the knee as well, and the ankle. Very good for these joints, but you do have to just be aware that you might need to build up and loosen off the areas slowly before you'll feel comfortable in this posture. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, slowly come back up. Well done. Release that left foot, bring it down, and just let it rest. Alright, I'm going to bring that right foot up now, okay? Now, again, you want to see just how far you can bring your foot up, but wherever you have your foot on your thigh, just make sure that the foot is well supported on the thigh. Don't be having that foot coming down here just because you want to get that knee down the floor, because that over torques the foot and isn't good for your foot. So well supported on that thigh, heel tucked into left hand side of the pubic bone, right hand comes round now, grabs the toe or wherever you can behind your body, deep breath in, exhale, forward fold. Just take it easy. You don't have to hold it for as long as I'm holding it. Try and relax the shoulders. Breathe, surrender. and 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come back up. Well done, and release. Excellent, just let that just steady itself there. Good, well done. Right, so what I'd like to do now is I want to also bring ourselves into a pigeon. Okay, so a pigeon is another really good one at opening up that whole area. So if you come round and come onto your knees, a really good way to come into pigeon is to bring the right knee up. I'm wondering if I should show you this. So the right knee comes up, you take that left leg back. Alright, how do I so let me just show you this way. Like as well, so your left leg is coming back, your right knee is coming forward like so. Alright, now again, it depends where you do your pigeon. Beginner's pigeon and most people's pigeon will be such that the heel probably will be there in the left hand side of the pubic bone or thereabouts, do you know what I mean, in that sacral area. So when you come down, you will feel a little bit of pressure from the heel into that area, alright? So that's another way of bringing stimulus into that area. As you progress, you might have your leg a bit further up here, in which case you're in a different field entirely, you're concentrating more on your glutes and your right hip opener. But for the moment, this is quite a nice way, I feel, just to have that heel tucked into the left-hand side, where that whole Uddiyana Bandha band goes across the bottom bit there in your lower abdominal area. Okay? So again, I want you to just come up so that you are balancing just on the tips of the fingers, if you like, so that you're opening up the front of the body to position that heel in the right position. Now, as you take a really deep breath in, I want you to now come down slowly, down towards your body onto the right thigh now, and just allow yourself to bring the head down and just feel the sensation of that heel in the left hand side of the groin. And just breathe. You can feel a nice glute stretch here as well. Just breathe through 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Slowly come back up again. Take your time now. And you're going to come forward and just come back into a seated position. Keep your leg exactly where it is there as you come forward. So from here, you're just coming round. So you're into a deer position. Alright, as in yin. So we're just going to take our body round again now. So the tummy is in line with that right knee. And we're just going to exhale again down. So it's just a more gentle form, but you're actually just you're now sitting back more on that glute than you were in pigeon. Again, you'll just feel that opening up of the pelvis area at the back. Take it nice and easy. Just breathe through. And then slowly come back up. Well done. And just bring your legs all the way around to the front. Okay, I'll just do another forward fold just to rock out that deep muscle stretch in the right hand side there. So just again, forward fold, you're engaging your core. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. Alright, so again, just slowly come round, come into your pigeon. again. So just placing your body where the heel is just gently into the right hand side there, and you're just going to come up on your fingertips so that you can position yourself nicely and just open up that lower back and open up the front here. Breathe. Good. Just take it nice and gentle, breathing through. Just allow, so remember you're not rolling over onto your left buttock here, you're keeping your hips nice and square in front of you. So if you were to roll over on your left thigh, you would lose that sensation of the heel where it should be. Okay, so just take it nice and easy and breathe. And then inhale, we're going to come forward, we're going to bring our body down onto that left leg, keeping the hips nice and square, straight ahead. And you're not going to feel so much weight on that heel, it's just enough, it's very subtle. I mean, the whole point of your energy body is that it is subtle. Everything about it is subtle, but it's powerful, you know. I'm just stimulating the 72,000 nadis, which are the energy channels, which run like a circulatory system, like a blood circulatory system, but it's an energy channel system around your body, which the chakras feed into all these energy fields, energy circulatory pathways, if you will. Okay, slowly coming back up again, and you are going to roll over now onto that left buttock, but you're going to come up in a different way. So you're going to let that right leg come back onto the side. Turn the body around to be in line, the tummy in line with that left knee, and you're going to come down. So you're opening up the lower back in a slightly different manner. And just opening up that right side here, the body. And just stay gently and steadily here. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Slowly come up, bring that right leg round, and we're just going to bring ourselves back into a cross-legged position just for the minute. And just take a few deep breaths so that we can just integrate that deep stretch. Well done, everybody. So for a final posture, I thought I'd put in a bit of a challenging one, which is very good for the Svadhishthana chakra, because you need to engage the whole area there, it's a transverse abdominis muscle really strongly there in order to be able to execute this challenging posture. Okay, so I thought that we would do Bakasana. I'm going to do the crow, but we'll do beginner's crow. We'll not do the advanced crow at this stage. But beginner's crow is a very good first arm balance. And it does actually use that pelvic floor engagement extremely well. So you're engaging your Muladhara Bandha, which is your pelvic floor, and your Uddiyana Bandha, which is that whole area there, from the belly button to the navel, that band along here, which is where you need to engage, which of course then is engaging your root chakra, the Muladhara, and your Svadhisthana chakra, which we've been concentrating on today, particularly those two bandhas will execute this posture extremely well. Alright, so if you're coming back into Malasana, it's probably a good place to start if you come up onto the tiptoes. So imagine yourself in a Malasana, but you're actually on the tiptoes, you're in a frog-like position. Alright, now, beginners, if you're quite used to this posture, then go ahead and start to do it. And if you are more advanced and know how to do the more difficult version where you have your knees in your armpits, then go for it. But for everybody else, the beginner, one is more than adequate to engage those bandhas that you need to execute the lift. Because remember, it's by executing those two bandhas that allow for the heavy part, i.e. the hips and the bottom area of your body, to have the lift, okay? So, placing the hands out in front of you, I like to have my elbows tucked in to the crook of my knee here. I usually find that's a good place in which I can really hold myself steady. So with this posture, you're pushing out with your arms into the legs, and at the same time you're pushing your legs into the arms. So you'll find that by doing those two things alone, you'll find that you really are quite strong and in a steady position, a foundation in which to move forward. Okay, take a nice deep breath. Now I want you to engage those bandhas, so pelvic floor like Billy-O, okay? And all you're going to do is you're going to start moving forward onto the hands. So keep the core strong. This is where you lose it, okay? This is because you're concentrating on coming on the hands, you lose the core. And you're going to come back and forth. So just keep swinging back and forth, just distributing that weight towards the hands, lifting up the bottom, okay? You can keep going forward, try and lift one foot at a time, okay? And then just see how you go. It's just about learning to bring the weight forward, which is a bit weird because you wouldn't normally want to bring the head forward like that, okay? But if you keep that core nice and strong and you keep the arms strongly into the legs and the legs strongly into the arms, then you'll keep a nice strong foundation. Okay, so coming forward now to actually try and lift both feet, right? Now it's very rare that you're going to head plant here, so don't worry about that. But if you feel you want to bring a cushion or something like that in front, just in case, then by all means do. But if you're holding everything as you should, you will find yourself quite steady. Alright, so let's come forward. Forward first, okay, find that position where you feel you've got your equal distribution of weight through your fingertips and your hands. And then lift the pelvic floor, obviously, very strongly. And then you can lift both feet off and balance. Okay? But just take your time. Beginner's crow is a great way to get your head around the idea of actually balancing your hands. Now obviously your wrists can be a problem, I appreciate that. So beginners would just be about bringing yourself forward and back until your wrists start to get more used to be weight bearing. But the more you practice really is the key. But don't try and do any of these really challenging postures any more than 3 attempts with each practice, because otherwise you can start to get muscle fatigue and a bit tired. So let's try one more time, coming forward, coming back up for beginner's crow. Holding steady, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Give yourself a clap. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Okay. So again, I would encourage you now to do a Shavasana, please. A nice lie down and relax so that you can integrate all of this wonderful practice into your body and mind. Always give yourself at least 5 minutes, more if you can. So grab your blanket or pillow and anything else that will make you feel nice and comfortable. And you have a nice lie down, but try not to fall asleep, because you really want to be able to feel how your body is integrating all that energy field work that you've just brought in with the magic of your yoga class. So I'll just finish now today in the usual manner, closing the practice, coming into comfortable seated position and hands into Anjali Mudra. And we'll take a nice deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Well done, everybody. Svadhishthana Chakra. Good sequence for that. See you next time.